great, what are we on, Wednesday? Yeah, great Wednesday. Getting ready to work, getting ready to carve, obviously. We need to fit the second wing. We got the first wing mounted. It's not detailed, but we got to get the second wing kind of shaped and fitted to this side and screwed on, and then we can start kind of shaping it together and seeing what we got to do from there. I'll check back the comments, and we'll see what everybody is up to in just a few minutes. I'm going to try to save you guys' ears and run the battery saws today, so it's a plus for you. Alabama just came on. The John boat 6. Real quick, I always seem like I wait too long to say this, but if you guys are interested in buying some channel merch, check out the store tab or down below the video. Usually there's a link. Good morning, Jim. Thanks for stopping in. Working on that second eagle wing. We got to get that thing shaped and fitted, mounted, so we can continue to carve this piece today. Big shout out to all my members. Thank you all for supporting the channel directly, whether it's buying me a cup of coffee or being on the new tutorial tier. Really do appreciate that, you guys. It is a big help. It really is. So thank you. Dirt on Daddy's clothes. All he had was us. This is pretty heavy. We gotta trim this one down quite a bit. What is up? What is up? Hope you guys are having a good day. Thanks for being here. Working on those eagle wings. Running the battery saws. going on? What's going on? You guys are having a good day? Enjoying this 30-degree weather out here today. That is for sure. Gotta get as much of this eagle done as possible with the chainsaws. Yup. I gotta start bringing a rag out here for these glasses. I know I got that new face shield, but I just don't feel like throwing that on. Especially when I'm gonna be live and talking and all that kind of stuff. Let's see how much lighter this is. Not bad. It's quite a bit lighter than it was, that's for sure. My roots and that's what I love. Everybody knows me and I know them. Yeah, that's the way we're supposed to live. Trade one single day in small town USA. Saturday night, baby, by my side. Thank you. This is the MSA 200, or actually the 220C. 14-inch bar. I think it needs a sharpening. I am cutting a lot of end grain, that's why you see a lot of fine stuff. It doesn't really throw big chips when you're cutting end grain, but probably gonna have to throw a file on it here in a minute because it's getting a little dull. Little dull. Apparently, I had 2 batteries in the shop, and I guess I grabbed the one that was dead. That's awesome, John. Good, man. I'm glad I'm able to help you out. It's cool you're making stuff today. I will be right back to all these comments, guys. Let me grab a battery and throw this one on charge. Alright, got a new battery. Just a little tip, if you guys are carving with battery saws, I did it and I was like, oh crap, forgot. The battery's warm because I was carving, drawing all that power. It won't charge right away. You'll get a red light sometimes. Just don't throw it on charge immediately and set it aside so it can cool down. I also found the other day when it was really cold out here and I was running battery saws that when I went to charge cold, ice frozen cold batteries, they didn't want to charge either, so I had to leave them in the shop and let them warm up. So it kind of goes back and forth, you know. If the batteries are too cold, they won't charge. If they're too hot, they won't charge. So glad everything is going to battery. It's great. Wonder how that's going to work with trucks, you know, when a big 2500 pickup truck is battery powered, that thing overheats from hauling heavy crap. Is it just going to catch fire and explode, or can't charge it for 4 days because it's got to cool down? That should be interesting. Anyway, I'll get over to your guys' comments in just a second. Just want to get this saw ready to go. Actually, what do I got out here for a file? on to the string. Should probably throw an edge on this fella. You drive the interstate. All right. What do we got going on? What oil am I using in my saws? Normal bar oil. I know a lot of people use canola and all that stuff. I don't bother. If I had to do a carving inside somebody's log home or something, I'd clean it out and I'd probably use, you know, food grade oil, but I'd just use my regular saw oil. Good morning, Old Plantation. Thanks for swinging by. Must have taken a minute because I didn't see those comments. Thanks, OP. Yeah, working on it here. I gotta throw an edge though on this. That's the right file. This is pretty dulled up. I've been using the 200 and the 160 on the wings, and this is my 220 battery saws. This one's been sitting. I can't remember. I didn't use it on this at all recently, so I don't even know. I must have dulled it doing something else. But so I usually freehand my teeth when I'm out here, like in the midst of a project or whatever. And next time I'll use one of those steel file guides. And a few times, I should say. Usually every other, or every two. It's like I sharpen the chain twice. Third time I'll grab that file guide from steel, one that fits this chain, and then do everything like that. Just kind of realigns everything, gets it all back where it should be. It's never perfect doing it by hand. Just gets it sharp, good enough. This chain looks really good still, which is nice. So funny, you switch hands and it's like, this is impossible. Can never get used to it in my right hand. I'm a lefty. Anyway, it's always like never as smooth. It's always more challenging to sharpen my saw with the opposite hand. If you guys are running battery saw, something else I recommend is getting handle wraps. I'll show you guys what I got on here in just a minute. Chainsaw carving's all cool and fun, but I'll tell you what, your hands will start to bother you on things. These battery saws are awesome, but there's no anti-vibration whatsoever. I don't care if Steel says there is or anybody, which I don't even think they do. There are no rubber grommets, no springs. All your gas saws, even your cheap ones, where everything connects, there's a rubber grommet and a spring, even in the handle, so like it takes the vibration. These don't. This is just straight up cutting and you feel every little thing. So anyway, I order up these handle wraps off of Amazon. They're just bicycle handle wraps. Buy ones you like, ones that look comfy. Little black start the wrap, tuck it underneath itself, pull it tight, wrap the whole thing, get up here, black tape it on, go back down, black tape that end. Clean everything up though, you know, with like some mineral spirits, rubbing alcohol, whatever. Get any bar oil off, and then you can wrap it and, you know, it'll stay for a little while. But I just did that on 2 battery saws this morning. I got that same setup on my gas MS250 and my MS170. It's a little bit better on the hands. You know, you get this cushy grip. On top of that, I like that it gives me about maybe a quarter of an inch difference between the regular handle. I don't know, it's just a beefier grip with those on there. Kind of like it. hands aren't so like wrapped around tight. Yep, lefty lefty. OP's lefty. Cold out here today. I mean, it's winter. What are we at? Almost 40. We're probably like 37, I bet. Because it only does increments of 10, but I bet we're probably 37 out here. Got a bunchy on. If you guys want to help support the channel, you can. I got channel merch available in the store. And there's tabs usually underneath the videos that we're watching. They pop up. Also, shout out to any and all my members and anybody that wants to become a member. Thank you very much. You guys can do that in the join tab on my main page. You can buy me a coffee, join the tutorial tier, whatever you want to do. It's all appreciated, and it helps keep this channel rolling and helping me do what I love to do. 39. Hey, that's a heat wave, Jim. Nice. All right, guys. I got coffee in my... I gotta shave this thing off soon. Barbers haven't been able to touch the beard, and it's kind of... Yeah, you want to wrap those handles, man. I think it's a good idea. I tend to sleep with my arms up, my elbows bent. It's probably just habit, because you're out here carving, and your hands are always... And my fingers, they're getting numb. Probably going to lose all feeling or something one day, but... We don't worry about that crap till we can't do it anymore. But it's been a little better having those wraps on there. If you guys carving, it's a good idea. You know, get up, stretch your arms, stretch your wrists out. Just different things to stretch those wrists out. A little bit of pressure, nothing crazy, right? Stretch out your elbows, your arms, your back, all that, really before you start getting into it. And just simple stuff like this will help your tendons, your nerves and stuff. It'll help a little bit. I mean, think about it. You're beating the crap out of yourself running a saw. And yeah, there's guys that cut trees and run saws for 30, 40 years and do it their entire life. And maybe they have these issues, maybe they don't. But when you're carving, you're also holding saws totally different in the sense of like way up here. Guys felling trees don't hold saws up here, you know, so they're working different stuff, but it's a good idea though to stretch out. Mine are bothering me a little, so. Alright, I gotta get some stuff done. Let's see if we can keep rolling here on this second wing. It's already getting close. I'm gonna keep trimming it down. So again, these wings will have to be carved and then separate so we can attach them once the piece is mounted in place. Kind of like the other eagle I was working on live, which that guy already got some color, and I moved it into my epoxy room, which is a room in my basement I just created, so that's a plus. Hopefully I can finish getting that cleaned up and be able to have you guys join me when I start doing a little bit of airbrushing and finishing. Just kind of looking here, seeing what I got to take off, what I want to leave. That's got to go. Bring that back. Just a little bit. Watching my way, and I've been trying to do right. Trying to get a little more sleep at night. Working like a dog. And I've been going to church. I've been being so dang good it hurts. So find a pretty little kinda don't care. She was dull. She was dull because she's cutting pretty nice now. That is for sure. Getting a little breakfast this morning. Just kind of eating that sawdust, you know. Good stuff. Alright, let's attach that wing and see if this thing will stay standing or fall over. Should be exciting. Should be exciting. So that other wing, if I get a chance, I'll show you guys. My cuts were not perfect. They were quite subpar. Yeah, that happens. But I used Gorilla Glue and I used wood chips to fix it, which was pretty cool. Quick tip. Timberlock screws, guys. You can get these things. These are like 8 inches, 10s and 12s, 6s, 4, 5, 6, 8, 10, 12. You get them real big. Running 8s to hold this on. They hold quite a bit of weight, but we'll also drill them out and use dowels, which actually we'll probably do that once I get this wing on before we detail. So impact gun is something good to have in your little tool chest. But a tip, putting these in, right? That wood doesn't want to let these things go. Knowing I'm going to take these wings on and off and work on them and detail them, it's a good idea to drive them in, back them out, drive them in, back them out. So it kind of, you know, just creates a little bit of a space in there for it to back out. Otherwise, they don't come back out sometimes. Sometimes they just stick. The wood shrinks and they stick. I don't see it out here. I must have moved it in the shop, but I usually have a bar of beeswax. And as this is going in, I hold the beeswax with my other hand and let it coat, just melt on, and it usually makes these a little bit easier to remove, which actually I should probably go get, because this is going to be a pain in the butt in a little while when I'm ready to remove it. Be right back. Alright, so this is all I'm talking about. I get this stuff right at the hardware store. You can buy probably better natural beeswax that'll melt a little better. This is just Lundmark's 2-ounce beeswax. It's like $1 or $2 at the hardware store. So there you go. I've got some beeswax, granules, food grade stuff, beeswax, carnauba, and I've got some different oils. I got to work on maybe this weekend. Have my daughter give me a hand. We got to work on melting some of that down and creating oils and creating like a natural food grade sealant for my charcuterie boards and cutting boards. And then when somebody makes a purchase, we'll give them like a sample, and if they want more, they can buy a bigger bottle. But that's something I'm trying to work on getting together as well. That's not this stuff, because this isn't all I do. For a lot of people tuning in, you know, I build furniture and I do all kinds of stuff. This has kind of been my filler work, chainsaw carving, you know, in the low times of furniture building and installations, I'll carve. But this has become something that is basically just about full-time now as well, you know. People really love it, so. No problem, John. Hope it helps you out, man. All right, I'm going to back these out. We're going to grease them up here. So get it right on the it's hot, so it's melting and right on there. Get some packed into the grooves of the teeth though. Then as it goes, hold it on the rod. Also, obviously, if you know, you're working on the piece and you got to take those screws in and out, buy enough screws so like those are your carving screws, right? So you can reuse those same ones a bunch of times. Don't send those ones off with your customer, because like they're weakened. You've put them in and out 8,000 times in this piece and all your other carvings. Set them aside in your tent or wherever to reuse them and put it back together with brand new ones for your customer. That way there they get brand new pieces. They don't have to worry about them being bent or weak or breaking or anything like that. Just a little tip. Also, if you guys are here watching, be sure to go smash the thumbs up button for me, all right? Really do appreciate it. And hey, we got a handful of people on here. If you guys want, give us a sound off. Where are you guys at? And if you're not on the East Coast, what time is it? where are you at and what time is it, right? I'm in upstate New York, and it's 11:55 a.m. on Wednesday. Where are you guys at? Oh, look at this beast. Got a lot of trimming to do here, but gun hanging in a backsplash. No rest sale. Hey. 9:55, Texas. Nice. You probably got some nice weather there this morning. Oh, that's what I was gonna tell you guys. So there's a bunch of glue in here. All right, Gorilla Glue. This stuff. Okay, with some sawdust and chunks and whatnot. I'm leaving it in the sun so it's workable, so it'll get hard in the cold. But I had too much of a gap between the wing and the body on this side. I might even fill this one a little, I don't know. So what I did was, this was in the shop. I took the wing, lower portion, got it carved where I wanted. I wrapped it in plastic, pulled it all tight, stapled it on up here. Wadded glue and sawdust and all that in there. Put the wing back in the glue with the plastic, screwed it back on, and then let it all just fill up around it. And so now this wing has a nice, tight, gap-free fit all the way around. This one's already got a nice fit. That was an easier cut, very low, shallow angle, almost a 90, and so I won't need to do that with this wing, but that one, that one was giving me a real heck of a time. Kentucky. Nice. Nice. Cool. Alright, I'm going to do some shaping with these wings on here real quick. Hopefully we don't yank the bird down on top of myself, because that would suck. I want to trim and thin this wing out before we start doing feathers. This one's a lot lighter and thinner. This one needs to be a lot lighter and thinner as well. Also, if you guys are running battery saws, they don't have the same RPMs as gas, so you get a lot of crap hung up. Use air, blow it out. At least a country mile wide fighting. Just be conscious where those lag bolts are though if you're leaving them in to carve. Break your chain, hurt you real bad. Another tip for you new carvers watching, you guys can curve your cut using the nose of your bar if you haven't figured it out already, okay? So we need to make a cut like this, a fairly tight cut though, right? Fairly short, fairly tight, because we're kind of scooping out this wing. So we're kind of doing this. So what you do is you take the nose and you just keep doing this. You pull the saw out, restart, and go. Go in and go. Go in and go. Don't go all the way in with the saw and then try to make it, because it's not going to happen. That nose will round into that cut for you though, even if the cut's got to go a little farther or deeper, as long as you take your time and do it that way. What's going on? Noon. Oregon, nice. Cool, cool. All right, sip of coffee and keep trimming that wing down. This customer's already, I did a bear for them last summer. Earlier in the year, that's that 5.5 foot bear video I got up here, but got the eagle job. We might be doing another bear once these guys are done, so that'll be cool. be calling me nice. Smirky little grin right out. Give the saw a break for a minute here, sip some coffee, and check in with you guys. But I'm also going to drill out some holes. Oh, I forgot my big drill bit. Dang it. My other big drill bit. I'm going to drill out some holes here these 3/4 inch oak dowels for these wings. I got to figure it out so that everything can kind of just pop on and in place. Thanks for the thumbs up, guys. Appreciate that. Look at you guys chatting away. Cool beans. Actually working up a sweat out here today, which is kind of nice. Let's see. Best I could. Sat in the crowd and should have bossy sheets down. You gotta thank it. Can you sip whiskey? Gotta drink it. And crank it. Once you gotta you gotta hang it. Oh, still me saying how you make your hair from Tennessee. Didn't catch my show, but when you swap. You guys are running a drill, angle grinder, die grinder. Make sure you guys tuck those strings in, alright? Whiskey gotta drink it. So this is where I goofed up. The other day, all I did was drill a hole into the bird and then holes halfway into the wings. We put 2 crayons in the wing and then used it to mark where everything was, or into the bird, and then held the wing up to mark where they needed to go. Today I did it a little backwards, so I'll have to figure out how to put the dowels in and fart around with that. First world problems. Damn it. All right, buddy, take a nap. Take a nap. Thanks, John. Yeah, it's taking shape, right? It's coming along. Coming along. Yeah. So the plan for this, because the wings need to be off when I make the delivery and install, because it'll be 25, 30 feet in the air, and more than likely I'll be in a bucket truck, or somebody will be, and we'll end up mounting it up in a tree and screwing it in. So I don't want these big wings, you know, making this thing bulky when you're up in a bucket truck and you gotta reach out and put this thing on a, you know, on a stump that's that big. So the goal is to glue the dowels either into the wings and not the body, or the body and not the wings. In this case, they'll probably just get glued into the wings, and they will just be free in the body until installation. When we go to do install, we'll put a bunch of glue in the body holes and then pop the wing on with the dowels going in, and then screw it. All screws will be left in place for final assembly. As far as shaping everything together, I leave the screws in and don't rely on just the dowels, because obviously that one side of the dowel when we get to that point won't be glued. So big factors in, not big factors, but big things to keep in mind in doing it this way. There's a lot of risk. A lot of risk in hitting screws and bolts if you're not paying attention. Like just now, drilling out on the one side, I felt the tip of the drill, I think, touched one of these lags from the opposite side. So I had to back it out and not go any deeper. You do that with your chainsaw, you can obviously dull your chain, but you can rip teeth off, you can break your chain can come back, slap you. So like, you gotta be really, really paying attention and be really conscious as to like what you're doing, you know what I mean? Very deliberate in your cutting so that you're not hitting screws and bolts. But as far as you know, leaving them in after installation and delivery, oh yeah, I'm not going to rely just on some wood and glue to keep these heavy wings on. So I want some metal screws in there for sure. And those timber lock, I think they resist rust and all that. I got pretty stupid things, but hey, where'd I put them dowels? It's so organized out here. I can't imagine. I can't believe I can't find the 2 oak dowels I brought out here today. Hello. 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 Where are they? They are hiding behind a board over there. The other thing with the dowels, these are 3/4 inch, so that means we're using a 3/4 inch bit. They fit perfectly when it's a nice dry piece of wood. This is wet, so it's all furry. So it's like, it's a really tight fit, which is kind of a bummer because it makes pulling parts back apart difficult because everything is grabby. Not only that, with it being, the wood being wet on the inside there, a lot of moisture in there, that means it's going to shrink, and all it's going to take is just a little bit of shrinkage and these dowels are pretty much stuck. So you gotta be, you know, conscious about that as well. Like, you can't just hammer these dowels in knowing you're working on a piece that has to come apart and then just leave them in the piece where they have to come out, because if you just leave them overnight or anything, chances are, even without glue, that's it, you're done. They're in there, and you're gonna have to re-drill and redo it. even now, if I hammer these into the body, there's a super good chance I won't be able to get it out, but kind of going to have to take that risk and just do it because I need to know the length so I can mark it, undo the screws, pull the whole wing off, and I know, and try to put the dowel in from the opposite side and glue it to just the wing. The other one we glued the dowels into the body, so we set the wings on. This one we're going to glue the dowels into the wings and push the wings on. Any of that kind of makes any sense, I don't know. Makes sense to me. Ooh, she bottomed out. That's a plus. And a little scary. Boom. Alright, so this will mark. That's our second mark. So I want to get these dowels squared away and then we'll start working on feathers and things. At least that is my plan. What do we got, 12:30 already? Jesus, this day is flying by on me. Don't want to put that second dowel in because I don't know if I'm going to be able to get them out. Losing my mind. Setting things down out here. Thinking about 20 other things and I can't find stuff. A minute ago this thing said it was dead. Suddenly I got bars. Okay. Cool. There it is, locked on. Come on. That's all it takes. A couple minutes in there and that screw does not want to budge. Yeah, we're going to end up breaking this one off, redoing it. Some days it works better than others. Between the two of them, nothing they can handle. Mama loves Jesus, they love Jack Daniels. is old number 7. I think this time we'll just hammer this dowel in with no wing on it. Maybe we'll be able to get it out a little bit easier. I'm also gonna strip it back a little bit more narrow, just an inch or so up. The ends of these always ends up being grabby. Also rounding the end in, so it's not shaving the sides of that hole as you hammer it in place. Because any little sawdust it grabs on the way in, it's going to make for a tighter fit. And I don't need it to be super tight at the moment, because when we use the Gorilla Glue, that expands, fills gaps, cracks, and sures it up. Also, don't stick your finger in those 3/4 inch holes, because it might just stay there. Then you're stuck. Alright. I'm losing my mind today. It's gone. Been lost. Hammer's here and I'm looking for it. It's in. Nope. Might have to grab a pipe wrench, twist this bad boy out. Yep. Some days these things are easier than others. Well, guess all I've got is this little baby pipe wrench out here. Got a big one in the house, but in the basement, I feel like going in and getting that. Really hoping I could just get this to twist out, but probably gonna have to drill it. Sometimes it's just the way it is. Wouldn't be a big deal if I didn't want to take these wings off. Everything would just be hammered and glued in and that'd be that. But when you want to add extra steps, things are never easy. Probably just going to destroy this one. About destroyed. Yeah, right. Grab our drill, see if we can hone that out a little bit better. I don't care if those holes are a little wider in here. Seems how they'll be full of glue when we install. part is just realized I didn't drill those holes both in at the same angle. So they might crisscross, which means that it's going to be almost impossible to put this in. Seems how they're going to crisscross. Freaking day already. Right when you're making progress, you goof it up. That's the way it is. Yeah, that's awesome, John. Hope you're having good luck with those, man. What am I doing different? So the other eagle, I drilled these holes in the body, and then I put 2 crayons in there, held the wing up, saw where I wanted it to be, and only drilled in about 3/4 of the way into the wing. Glued the dowels into the bird, popped it on. This one, for some stupid reason, I decided to screw the wings on and drill all the way through the wing and line my holes up. But I also had a different bit out here, and I was able to ream these holes out much bigger, which I guess I really need to just go see where it is in the shop, because it makes life quite a bit easier. Quite a bit easier. So this is the bit. Put this in this high-speed drill. After I plug it in, ream our holes out in the body. It's still the same concept, even though the hole is drilled from the outside of the wing. It's not a huge deal. The only thing is I'll have to cut the dowel a little shorter and pop a plug on the outside of the wing, a plug that'll get glued and stayed so I can carve it, because you don't want to see the holes on the outsides of the wings. It's not very eye-pleasing. Again, wouldn't be a big deal if stuff was just going to be left, but because I got to take it out. I forgot, that's not a 1/2-inch drill. Jeez, crow. What the heck? All right, let's try this out. catching up. I guess we'll just leave the dowels and the wings, carve them away, do it like that. That's what we'll do. This is a 5/8 instead of 3/4. Beeswax, yeah. I was just thinking, saw that comment. Why don't I put beeswax on these so they can come in and out? Glue won't stick later. Somebody else said that as well, but yes. That is why. Shop the rest. I'm gonna have to wait. I gotta need the ice chest. Well, we're gonna sink a screw in. Modify this hole. It really needs to be at a different angle. It's messing everything up. That's dead. Call. So we might say, why not just skip the dowels, do a little glue, and just screw these things on. Like I said though, we're going to be up super high, right? So I'd rather have some pegs to slip it on and kind of hold it there while I get screws ready to zip it in place. At least that's what I'm thinking. Slam the door. My buddy's up. Don't stop. Right on me. Well, I gotta take a break. Hope you guys are having a good day so far, watching me work on this. I gotta take a break, run in the house, grab a snack, get a drink. I'm probably gonna go in a minute here, but I don't know. After that, I might jump back on live and we could start feathering these wings after I get the dowels set on the other one. So these dowels are pretty much set. I'm going to put some glue in there, put them back in, just glue them to the wing, and then do the same for the other side, get that squared away. And then if I have time, maybe I'll jump back on, we'll go live again, and I will yeah, start working on eagle feathers. It's not always difficult, Julie. There are days that are more difficult than others, that is for sure. John, I'm going to get off here in a few minutes, get off live stream here in a few minutes, and I might jump back on in, I don't know, in another and a half hour. We'll see how the day is going. Alright guys, I'm gonna go. I hope you guys have an awesome day. Keep an eye out. I might jump back on, like I said, in about a half hour, so I gotta take a break. Been on here for an hour and a half, so I gotta take a little break, get my head back in the game, seeing how this thing is getting on my nerves today. That's how it goes though. It's alright. You have those days. Keep an eye out though, about a half hour, like I said. I'll probably jump back on this jump back on a new, fresh chainsaw carving live feed, and hopefully we will be putting feathers on these wings. So if I don't get back on, hope you guys have an awesome day. Keep an eye out for tomorrow. Tomorrow we'll definitely be live again working on these eagles. It kind of seems like every time I get on for these eagles, I'm like, you know what, let's just go live and carve live, and do the work together and work with you guys and chat with you guys. So anyway, have an awesome day. Keep an eye out for later or even tomorrow's live video, and I will see you guys later.